Welcome back. This is Sealchan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.1 progressive long Let's Play. Ooh. Did you see that? Our bucket of milk became an empty bucket. I'll have to fix that. Today, we're going to tell several stories related to certain blocks, entities, and/or items. These stories are the stories of how, in this game, the item came to be. First, we have the bookshelf. Let's tell the story, if I can, going forward. Very early in the game, we punched wood, discovered saplings, and replanted trees, producing our first tree farm. From the tree farm, we eventually gathered a full stack of wood. Having achieved a full stack of wood, we researched everything that you could craft from that wood block and discovered the wooden plank. Now, let's switch our attention to another piece of this puzzle. For a very long time, as I gradually searched the landscape, I could not find a reed, till finally I did. Somewhere in an adjacent area I still have yet to visit formally. During a coastal expedition, I came across a reed that I could take a sample of. I believe that was along the coastline beyond Bellevue. Brought the reed home, decided eventually to build a reed farm adjacent to and part of the port of Elsie. Having built the farm, which is also a wetland, the cave sound had nothing to do with anything. Anyway, having built that reed farm, we proceeded to collect a full stack of reeds. Having achieved a full stack, we researched the recipes that you can make from reeds and discovered paper. Researching the recipes you can make from paper, we discovered the book. So now with wooden planks and books, we researched the recipe for those and discovered this, the bookshelf. But the story of the bookshelf is not over. We wanted to come up with a use for the bookshelf. And that use was as part of the build known as the Research Archive. So in this space, I reserved for storing all the items that we can gather as raw materials and everything that we can craft from those raw materials. Apparently excluding, oh no, there's the book, there's the paper. Having completed the improvement to our research archive, the story of the bookshelf has come to an end. All right, that was quite the story. Let's tell another. The point of the stories is to highlight the progression and all the work that I did to get to the point of completing that item's story. You know, technically, this too is a research archive, although it's not called out separately as such. And here we have the egg, wheat, bread. But today we'll talk about the milk bucket. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hopefully I can put it back in the inventory without emptying it. Anyway, the story of the milk bucket probably begins with the cow. Cow was almost immediately discovered, wandering around the world. As such, there was no need to do any further work. Anywhere we might go hunting, we call a hunting ground. And the hunting ground is the supplier of the cow. And not its drops, just the cow. The other part of this story is that we began to explore the caves of Minecraft. In exploring the caves, some were shallow and others were deep. Once we discovered our first deep cave system, I built a mining workshop. And in the mining workshop, a research archive. Exploring the cave, we found iron ore. It was not too long before we collected a full stack of iron ore. Researching iron ore in the furnace, we discovered the iron ingot. And researching what you could craft from the iron ingot, among other things, we discovered the bucket. So, with the bucket, and the cows wandering around our hunting grounds, even in our home base. We right-click with the bucket, and we get a bucket of milk. In this version of Minecraft, there is nothing you can do with a bucket of milk except to empty it into a water block. Also, apparently, when you pick it up after dropping it, you can empty it unintentionally. Decided there's really nothing more you can do with this, so it's not so much when you pick it up, perhaps, but when you open an inventory. Oh, let's go see if we can find a cow again. Definitely know we have chickens. Oh, there's a creeper. Oh, it's quite nasty out there. Oh, there's a cow at the port. Let's see. I certainly don't want to have to use this sword. Could have left that door unclosed. I think we lost the creeper. Looks like we have a volunteer. Oops. Better not hold this bucket. Oh, get back here. Alright. I don't know if I should have done that. Let's see if we can get this bucket. We should be able to get it back. I made it in the inventory once. Okay. There we go. We have 3 more stories to tell. I guess we should have stayed down there by the port. Yeah. Actually, we need to go to... Let's, since we're here, we'll skip ahead. We'll talk about this. The fishing rod. We already mentioned the story. The tree became a tree farm. Tree farm, we collected the logs, discovered the wood plank. One of the recipes we discovered from the wood plank was the mighty stick. So, that's part 1. Part 2 is string. In the world, during our first night, no doubt, we at least caught a glimpse of the spider. We achieved our sword from researching also wood. At some point, we went out or retreated to our hunting blind, and we killed spiders and collected their drops, which are string. Eventually, As we hunted spiders, we gathered a full stack of string. From the full stack, we researched. Well, that's it. We got the stick, we got the string. Once we achieved both of those items, we researched and discovered the fishing rod. As it turns out, the fishing rod has no use in Minecraft Alpha 1.1. Just like the milk bucket. You can't cast it into the water. You can't use it to hook a mob. It does nothing at all. Fishing will come in the next release of Alpha, but not in this series. I did decide that for the purposes of symbolism, that in every fort we would store a fishing rod, just to honor the new game mechanic of fishing that would be soon to come. One that I appreciate quite a bit. There are a few things in Minecraft that might slow you down and draw you into the place in which you're standing. To hear its sounds and to catch a glimpse while you wait for that fishing bobber to bob. But not in this series. And so with that, the story of the fishing rod comes to an end. Alright, 2 more stories to go. Let's head to the railway station. Well, I suppose technically this isn't the place to come, but it's a good place. We're going to tell the story, The Minecart, with Jest. Start with a minecart. I told the story of the iron ingot. From the iron ingot, we did the research and discovered the recipe of the minecart. We also told the story of the wooden plank. Once we achieved a wooden plank and researched its recipes, we discovered the deeply helpful chest, our basic unit of storage. Having the minecart and the chest. And during the recipe research phase, we discovered the minecart with chest. The minecart with chest decided would make a part of our scenic railway during its construction phase. Whenever we need to deliver a load of new track and other building materials to the end of the line so that we can continue the work of building the track all the way around the Mountains of Divide. I reconfigured the station so that you do not have to pick up any of the minecarts once you fold in. You just push them along out of the way. And then when you're ready to go, you can do the same, pushing them back. Leave. Oops. It's ready to go. Actually, yeah, I'll just push it over here. So anyway, I reconfigured the main station. I found a place to push this cart aside. Now it's an easy thing to gather things from this inventory and put it into that. Having completed this build and its rearrangement, the minecart with chest found its place in the story that is this game, this series. And for that reason, its story comes to an end, a happy end. As we continue to build this track, we'll continue to make use of this entity. Alright. One more story to tell. Let's head to the mining workshop. Alright, if I'm correct, it will be right here. The compass. I can put it right there. We can put it right here. Maybe that's better. Alright, the story of the compass comes from two parts. We know the story of the iron ingot. The other component, yes, we headed down into the caves deep and found redstone ore. Gathering a sample of redstone ore, it dropped redstone dust. As we continued mining, especially in the deep mine, strip mining tunnels at the low levels underground, we quickly gathered a stack of redstone. Having gathered a stack of redstone, we are ready to craft research recipes of anything that you could make with redstone. Combining that with the iron ingot, which was necessary to discover before we could collect a stack of redstone, because we needed the iron pick to harvest the redstone ore and get the redstone dust. Having all that together, we found that the recipe of the compass comes from iron ingots and redstone dust. Now, the compass does have a use. So wherever you are, it points you toward where you spawned. And indeed, up past the entrance to this mine, a little to the left, I believe we're facing east, a little north, is the beach where we spawned. I decided that we could place this compass in each of the ports so that when we traveled far from our home, the worst case scenario, we could use it to find our way back. Having placed the compass alongside the fishing rod in every port, and keeping the compass with us as we head out on a coastal expedition, we have fulfilled the role of the compass. Well, that music had to win out. But we did tell the full story of the compass. And with that, we've completed the stories of blocks, entities, and items that it was time for their stories to be told. And with that, we reached the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed these little progression stories. I hope you've enjoyed the series and the work. Little steps coming together, bringing us new achievements, new discoveries, and new ways to decorate and personalize and make meaning in this world, in this game. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next episode. Take care.